Hello YouTube, this is Sneaky Sully here. It's Sunday morning. The time has changed. Daylight savings time is now kicked in. It's 3:27 a.m. on a Sunday morning, the morning after Saturday night's madness. Hockey Night in Canada. There was a lot of action that was going on, primarily having to do with the Vancouver Canucks and the Toronto Maple Leafs game. Things got heated, things got crazy, but here we are after the dust settles, here with my first controversy video. Some things to do with the things that are happening in the NHL today, in the 2016-2017 NHL season. So here we begin with, first, a side note. Montreal unfortunately came to their first regulation loss just the other day at the hands of none other than the Columbus Blue Jackets from 10-0 thumping from John Tortorella and his Blue Jackets. Undoubtedly, I believe that they will bounce back. It's almost all but certain that they'll bounce back and they'll get back into the groove and they'll continue winning games. Moving on to the next topic, the game between the Leafs and the Canucks. There was a couple of questionable hits from a few of the Toronto Maple Leafs players. One that of in the same play, surprisingly. Same play, same period, same game, everything. First one came from Morgan Riley. And the second one came from none other than Nazem Kadri. So I'm going to break it down for you. The first things first, I just got home from my wife's dinner over at her auntie's place, and I took a look and I seen the Canucks had lost. I was like, oh man, it's never good seeing your favorite team lose, but this one was different. It was blowing up, courtesy of sportsnet.ca. I took a look at the vlog, and it's like, oh, controversial hit, like I gotta watch this. So I watched it dozens and dozens and dozens of times. I watched it quite a bit, beginning to end. Listened to the commentary and everything. And so my first point is look at both of their reactions. Morgan Riley's hit on Hansen was a bit questionable, but all in all, it looked to be a clean hit, And like in my comments on posts and vlogs and stuff like this, I try to be unbiased as possible. Whether it's my favorite team, whether it's my second favorite team, the Montreal Canadiens, whether it's any team in the NHL, I try and look at controversy as unbiased as I possibly can when I'm making a review. I've made lots of reviews on different sites, different vlogs and stuff, but this is the first that I'm actually doing a video. So, like I was saying, I digress here. His reaction was, nonchalant, He looked around to see if anybody was coming after him, so he kind of shrugged it off, and I believe that it was a clean hit, But the Kadri's reaction was completely guilty, if you ask me. He was looking around, he froze. He literally froze. He immediately knew that he did something wrong, and that's what bothered me. On the one angle, his left arm is hidden. You know, meh. Yeah, kind of can go both ways, right? You know, like his arm's hidden, you don't really see it, so you think it's a clean hit. But what I am trying to make a point about is the other angle, where it shows Kadri throwing up his left elbow. The exact thing that you don't see on the other side. To catch Daniel Sedin higher, which looks like he's trying to go for a headshot on Daniel. So my point being is that whether or not he caught him in the head or not, it should have resulted in an elbowing penalty, which is an illegal hit in all reality. However, you know, like before you say, oh, fuck you, man, you're a Canucks fan, shut up, you're fucking biased, just hear me out, okay? I watch this clip a lot, and I try and be completely unbiased when I watch clips like this that are supposed to be controversial and whatnot. And like refer to my comment about the Yannick Hansen hit. You know, I thought it was a clean hit. Do I believe Morgan Rielly should have gone for that hit? No, I don't. You're up 5-2. Yes, Don Cherry did have a point. He shouldn't have gone for the hit that viciously. It's one thing finishing your check kind of nonchalantly, but, you know, leveling a guy like that, like he hit Hansen, even Hansen knew it was a clean hit. He got up, he started skating right away, and that's what I like about it. He's like, okay, yeah, Rielly got me good. You know, he caught me with my head down a little bit. He caught me cleanly. Shoulder to shoulder, shoulder to chest, whatever. It was a clean hit. I went down, he got back up like a fucking man. But first thing about the Kadri hit that I'd like to point out is that Nazem Kadri is a repeated offender. Secondly, his reaction tells the tale. Tells the whole thing. He obviously meant to do it. And thirdly, if it happens once, if it happens twice, if it happens a third time, it will most definitely happen a fourth time, and many more. If the person thinks that they can get away with it, why not do it again? And all he sees it as, if he does get punishment, is a slap on the wrist, a nice short vacation from what he gets paid for, i.e. a game suspension, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or many more. It's like a vacation. I don't know if he gets paid for it or not, but it's like a vacation. But it most certainly won't be an accident this time, and it won't ever be an accident, most likely. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Every now and again. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I'm sorry this has been a very dismal thing to look at in this video. I have trouble multitasking and whatnot. Typical guy, you know. I have a lot of trouble multitasking, so I'm kind of recollecting what I said on the vlog today. And the other thing is I noticed that Daniel Sedin's helmet flew off. Like, it didn't just flimsily, like, fell off. Like, his helmet actually, like, legitimately flew off. It had trajectory to it, okay? That's another point that I'm trying to make. Is it didn't just fall off, you know, like, if you get hit and your helmet just falls off, you know, whatever. If it was a clean shoulder-to-shoulder hit, doesn't matter how hard you hit a guy, his helmet's just gonna, you know, pop off every once in a while. Who cares? But when Daniel Sedin's helmet flew off with a trajectory like it did, and go ahead, go to sportsnet.ca. It's a very reputable source for hockey news, sports news, anything. Go to their site by all means and take a look at the highlights yourself. Take a look at it on YouTube. I'm sorry I can't provide the clips right now. I don't have the means to do so right now. But go research it, take a look at it, and see for yourself. His helmet flew off. If that isn't a headshot, I really don't know what is. But I can tell you this, is that Nazem Kadri, as a repeated offender, I know they don't look at past offenses, and they don't take that into account. But I think that they kind of should every once in a while. Because if someone is a repeated offender as much as Nazem Kadri is, it's bound to happen again, and it's not going to be an accident. I think he's going to need a lot more than a 5 or a 10 game suspension. It should definitely be quite lengthy. Because if it wasn't for that helmet, Daniel Sedin, God forbid, he could have been brain damaged. And it's not just because he's my favorite player. It's not because he's on my favorite team. It's just basic humanity. Like, it's just basic logic. You know, like, you have to fear for a player's safety taking a hit like that. Because if he wasn't wearing a helmet, he'd have brain damage or he'd be fucking dead right now. Anyways, so that kind of wraps it up for that topic. You guys can leave a comment. Tell me what you think of it, what you think of the controversial hits, what you think of the Hansen hit, what you think of Montreal, what you think about what's going on in the NHL right now, by all means. But remember this, Monday morning is the deadline. So the 4 winners that I picked out, Dilly 722, Mind Check, Ninja Pencil, and Tino, all need to have their team names commented onto this video, and they need to post a gold contract for 9.3 million coins start price. Remember that. For 3 days. And then on Monday, I will have the winners' cards given to them. By Monday night. I can guarantee it. I like to point out that the seller down at the bottom right is EA Sports. Must have been watching my video. Must have seen me make the little troll video, whatever. And I appreciate this guy, you know, like, he's got some fucking heart. He got humiliated all over YouTube. This video is gonna be seen probably by a couple of thousand people, and he looks fucking stupid. And to be honest, this guy has some fucking balls coming to me, offering me a contract, watching my fucking video, thinking that I'm just gonna give him a card. No. Fuck that. I'm not like that. I'm not generous. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna give you an offer. Let's take a look here, see what we got. So I'm gonna be nice today, maybe. Hold on. I'll give you a Movember card. Just cause you got balls, kid. You got balls, and that's something that every man can appreciate. No homo. Doesn't have anything to do with genitals. Doesn't have anything to do with anything physical. But you got heart. So I think I'm gonna give you this Gabe Landeskog card. Cause you're gutsy. Nah. Just kidding, buddy. You know what I'm gonna fucking give you? Topic of the day was Toronto Maple Leafs. So I'm gonna give you a fucking Maple Leafs card. The shittiest one that I have. Nathan fucking Horton. And I'm gonna give you a Vancouver Canucks card. And then that will be that. Kind sir or madam. So topic of the day was the Vancouver Canucks. And I don't like Andrew Pedan. I like Gauntz, but I don't like Pedan. Not too much anyhow. So that's my offer to you. Worst comes to worst, I just get a contract and I get rid of cards that